Okay, so up here in the front of the property, actually going to leave the tractor running and get the air conditioner going. It's warm today, as it has been. So here's the dealio. Let me get you flipped around. So right here was kind of the area I was thinking. So one of the things, and this is the reason why I'm telling you this, is because this kind of goes into what the reasoning of why we're going to put the bench where, or why she wants to put the bench where she wants to put it, vice where I was going to put it. I think it's so hot. I'm just going to come over here and take a nap. Oh, why is it got to be so hot? All right. Part 2. Let's get it. All right, y'all. Here we are back into another day once again. We got walloped with some rain, and if you can see, I was already starting to kind of tear up the road a little bit. I didn't want to continue driving on there, and then yep, I got just a little bit of a low spot right here. But one of the reasons why I didn't go set the bench up in the front, but I do want to take y'all up there. So I'm going to have to do a part 1, part 2. So obviously getting into this section of the video, which, I mean, obviously I'll try to do up at the very beginning, or at the very beginning of the video, editing and all that stuff. You'd already seen that, hey, there's part 1, part 2. But I'm going to go ahead and take you up to the front because Gladys has changed the location of where I originally was going to put the bench. Okay, so up here in the front of the property, actually going to leave the tractor running and get the air conditioner going. It's warm today, as it has been. So here's the dealio. Let me get you flipped around. So right here was kind of the area I was thinking. So, okay, our property, right? All this fence line up here in the front, all this T-post, old barbed wire. Then you can see comes all the way out here. Basically, our property comes all the way to the road. Actually, our property comes all the way over here, and then comes to this side of the road, and then basically goes really close to where our neighbor's fence is, right, all the way down, and then just continues going straight until it gets to the trees on the other side of this road that goes around, right? We've talked about this before, but anyway, this is the easement. Can't do anything with this other than build a road. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to build a road here. But one of the things, and this is the reason why I'm telling you this, is because this kind of goes into what the reasoning of why we're going to put the bench where, or why she wants to put the bench where she wants to put it, vice where I was going to put it, right? So this is what we talked about. So you kind of see the guy that comes to grade the road, city worker, grades the road, but doesn't come up against the fence, right? So what does it do? It creates a hump right here, pushes all this dirt over to our side, leaves big rocks, right? And it's not, to us, pleasing to the eye, right? Or at least to me, it's not pleasing to the eye. So what I would like to do is to remove all this fence, okay? Clean all this up, get it all down basically to this level, right? So it's going to knock some of this dirt away. Have a nice patch of grass, right here, going all the way down. Have a road, and then on that side, so where the power line is, right, you need to be 15 feet on one side, 15 feet on the other, so it's a 30-foot lane, okay? But 15 feet on that side is where we would put our fence. So what that's going to do is it would put our fence down here. So actually, let me come over here. Come over here. Because originally, like what I was saying, is I wanted to put the bench right here underneath this tree. I was going to take out this barbed wire, right, but just put the bench here. We were going to cover it. That's what I talked about, right? Well, power line, okay, it's kind of hard to see, but the power line's right here. Goes all the way down to the other pole. So 15 feet off of that is really close. So that pine would actually have to come down. Because yes, they've been trimming it and stuff, but that pine, and then I think the other oak, now a few of these trees right here in the front are going to have to come down. I'd already planned on that, right? Because if you look at where the guy wire comes down, right? I gotta be careful over here. There's a big ant hill right here. But where the guidelines come down, so it would be the fence. Boom. So right, I would need to take out at least the pine and that tree behind the pine, the oak. Straight shot all the way down. So since we would have the fence right here, she would like to put the bench right here facing the road. Okay, so this is what we'd be looking at, right? All this would be outside of the fence, but we'd still maintain it, right, with a grass, a road on our property, right? But not actually having a fence out here. That way we can maintain it clean when they're grading the road and all that stuff right here. But then this is all fenced in for animals and whatnot, right? But if I'm gonna put the bench right here instead of right there, now I need to obviously move all this stuff. I need to take this tree out, take the barbed wire out of what I was talking about already, right? And just kind of get all this right here prepped. I'm not too worried about removing that because obviously that's all intertwined with that stuff that stays, okay? But I still need to get this cleared out. Still need to put in a culvert to fill in this ditch. Okay, here we are, one less tree. Yeah, I thought I recorded that, but I guess I didn't. So anyway, tree's gone. I just used the grapple. It took me a couple pushes from two different directions, but in doing said, pulling out the tree, the barbed wire that was on these posts was also kind of wrapped up in these roots. So obviously all that barbed wire decided it wanted to come with it and just pulled off the post. But now I need to get those T-posts out. I've already tried doing it by hand. So I have one of two options. Can't do it by hand. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do it with the tractor. I mean, obviously just trying to lift up on like these little tabs isn't gonna work. So what am I gonna do? Well, I have this little guy right here. T-post plates, and I have a chain right here. T-post plate goes on, boom, the T-post. Okay. Chain, which I do need to back up some. I'm a little too far forward because I want this to go all the way down. Well, here, let me see if I can. There we go. Chain. Try that again. Chain. Out here trying to do stuff one-handed, y'all. Rest down there. See if I can get this slack pulled out. Not pretty, but let's see if we can make this work. Good tugs, and out she comes. Right. We'll do the next one. Now, all of a sudden, take the chains off this, and I just want to scrape this a little bit, see if we can't, you know, kind of flatten this out just a little bit with the grapple best I can. I mean, obviously it'd be better to put the box blade on there, right, and kind of go over this a little bit, get it flattened out, but I don't want to take that off yet. I still need it. So okay, so this is after the fact. I did try setting the camera out here to record, and it just overheated and didn't want to record. So, but yeah, I got most of all the big roots and stuff out. I can come in here and, you know, just continue pulling some of this stuff out by hand, right? I mean, it's not a whole lot. It'll just continue going, chop it with an axe or whatever. Kind of get in here and get this smoothed out. I can even bring in just some hand rakes and get this smoothed out a little better. There are some stumps over in here that I would probably have to get out with a backhoe. I mean, I can probably continue scraping this out because there is like a hump here, right? So a hump, right? Just continue kind of getting this pushed that way, right? Because there is like a little valley right here, but just kind of get all this flattened out, especially right there, like where that root is where the bench is going to be, per se, right? So facing that direction, so it would be going lengthwise this way. Okay, but I'm just going to continue moving this stuff. There is a stump right there where I was kind of piling this stuff up. I'll deal with that at a later date, but I'm going to come through. I might even just set up the backhoe and just try to get like little stumps out like this, right? Just get all this taken care of, right? I got a stump here, stump there, right? Just try to get some of this material, you know, flattened out some, so it's not like a hump right here, and just get it looking nice. And then, right, eventually we'll be doing, you know, other stuff, but this is just a little side project, you know, part 2 of the school bus stop bench, or whatever I was calling it. I don't know. So yeah, anyway, it's looking gooder. It's just about time for dinner, so I probably should start heading back over that direction and pick this up in the morning, I guess. So we'll see y'all in the morning. Woo. I hear it. I hear it. Well, what does Lulu hear? I guess we're about to see here in a second. Alright, so now that basically that's taken care of, we're actually on to a few days later. Tractor is cooling off. Yeah, as I say, cooling off. The air conditioner is on. It's really hot in the cab, so if you can see, we've been actually doing a little bit of cleaning, right? No big pile of trash. Everything's getting straightened up. We still got some of this stuff we got to take care of. A lot of stuff's been bagged up. Obviously, burned what we could burn, right? Just paper products. And then now I got to grab these rocks. I need to grab the bench, take it up to the front. But yeah, we also got our materials brought in. So obviously, I'm going to be taking loads of that up to the front. After, right, I do need to move just a few more things. Now that, because obviously all that work I was doing, as you've seen, had the grapple. Well, now I have the bucket on the tractor. So I just want to do just a little bit of last minute touch up type stuff. Bring a couple loads of the rock up there, and then we'll get the bench installed. So, all right, let's head up to the front. made it up to the front, so I actually brought the shovel with me just so I can move stuff around a little bit once I get some rocks up here. But as you can see, I just got some of the stuff that I kind of want to move out of the way, right? So let me get rid of my shovel, and then I'll set up my other camera, get y'all put into the time lapse. This is actually going really slow because I'm hitting my tripod. Alright, shovel's gone. Alright, let's get you set up. Alright, I'm happy with that. So now just for this area right here, basically where the bench is going to sit and a little bit of like walkway type stuff, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a load of rocks. So let's go grab it. get the bench. Go grab it and bring it over. So, looking down the line, kind of like where I want the fence to be. Obviously, we want the bench to be on this side of the fence. So, as I can kind of see, I mean, really close to like where I have it. The rock might need to go that way just a hair. Could I put up a string line? I probably could, but I think. Could I put up a string line? I probably could, but. For right now, just eyeballing it will be sufficient. So, this doesn't need a really big hole, but just enough that the rock will want to stand up on its own. Yeah, I think because I'm kind of looking, so I have two trees that I'm looking at. Obviously not the pine that we showed you in part 1 that needs to come out, but there's another oak behind it. I think that oak tree will be fine. It'll probably be like right on the fence line. So I might need to take it out along with another oak that's all the way down at the end. Those two trees would be like basically my fence, right? Of what I think the fence should be or where it should be. So those two trees wouldn't need to come out. So, I mean, probably all these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 trees that would be within 2 feet of the fence. So I would definitely want to make sure that those are gone. Plus I have another oak that's like leaning pretty good. We had already talked about taking that one out previously. All right. I do like where this sits, so. Go ahead and get my hole. The hole I did up there by the shop was probably about 8 inches deep or so, and I thought that it worked out good. Hit a root. Yep. That'll probably be okay. Now, obviously, it's hard to always tell on camera of like the lay of the land. But as you're looking at me, I'm looking at y'all. The land slopes that way because the creek is to my left, to your right. Okay, so obviously water goes downhill. And then if you see on this rock, I have like a little slope. So I want the high side to be in the back. And I need it to face the road. That's what she wanted. Cause like Billy said, if Mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. All right. This granite. So this is the SB2, at least what they call SB2 here. Has a lot of these fines in it. So they leave all the dust, you know, whenever they're grinding up, crunching down that granite. It leaves all the dust particles with it. Yeah, that's nice. Be nice and sturdy once you get both of them together. And all that dust and the fines in this thing, when it gets wet and it really gets everything kind of set and soaked in, it gets pretty hard. So I don't know if you've noticed that rock that we have over there on our driveway right above the culverts where the creek's at, same product. So it really locks in really well. And we do want to put this down our whole driveway at some point, and just get a really nice base layer going, because eventually we want to do like a chip and seal, you know, down the whole thing. And but everything's gonna be done in stages, right? We're all doing stuff in stages. Right now, we're working towards being able to move those buildings, the playhouse, the other shed. You know, that's what we're working towards right now. Obviously, this was just like a squirrel, right, type moment. Obviously, kids are back in school. I wanted to kind of break up the monotony of just digging out stumps every single day, and y'all watching me dig out stumps every single day. So it kind of breaks up that a little bit. Obviously, doing the repair to the tractor, that came out Monday. So if you missed that, definitely get over there and check that out. It's greatly appreciated. Okay, now I need to get this up on a stump, which I did forget to grab something, because I don't know how deep of a hole I need to dig for this one, because this rock is taller. It can't stand on its own. This side of the bench, so let me grab y'all so you see. So they're saying this side of the bench is thicker, right, than this side of the bench. Not by a lot, but pretty much where I have the hole drilled, it's a little bit thicker, so it's going to come sit down on this, all right. But then this one, I don't know 100% where it's going to go yet, and I don't know how deep of a hole I need to dig just yet. So I want to go get a stand, like a engine stand, that I can go ahead and get this put onto there, stand up the other side with just the engine stand, to be able to figure out measurement wise how far does this need to go down, right? And then from there, yeah, we'll go ahead and just kind of like swing that out of the way, dig a hole, and then get it set, and then be able to put the whole thing, hopefully I'll be able to lift that back up enough to get it into this rock, or into this rebar, because I know it's going to be a tight fit. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so I got the stuff that I need. Level, may or may not need that. And then, well, let's see what our ground looks like, ish. Close. Stand. Good old measuring tape. Now, one thing obviously I'm flying by the cuff. I don't know 100% what I'm doing. But I think what I'm thinking is that I do not want to put that fully onto the rebar, because I have a feeling if I do that, I'm not going to be able to get it back off again. And if I set it all the way down, I'm not going to be able to lift that up without, trying to lift both sides. I don't know. Probably not making any sense, but I was trying to get a rough estimate of kind of like where that's going to be. That's about a 7 inches, right? So that puts it top up here. That's pretty close to the same. So. There's our neighbor there. It's actually her daughter. It comes out here too. So, I think if I get the top of that rock pretty close to the same as the top of that rock, (13 inches or so. So that means I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6-inch hole. Now, the problem is being able to do that and then also have the maneuverability of the rock to make sure that I'm putting the hole where it needs to go, or the rebar where it needs to go, to match up with the hole. So, that right there is pretty in line with that one. And then this one, where's my hole? Right there. So I need to go in there somewhere, which I can make this hole a little bit bigger than what it needs to be, so I can move the rock around and stuff, have a little bit of maneuverability. But I think if I go right in here, all right, well, and of course there's a root that I didn't get out. Get out of here, root. All right. Well, anyway, let's throw you over to a time lapse. All right, well, just like that, it's pretty much done. Now I went ahead and just kind of threw this up here just to kind of see what it looks like. And I mean, y'all, it's it is very, 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 very close. So I think that'll be okay, hopefully. And then looking at like where the rebar sits in comparison to the hole, where it sits in comparison to the hole, I think we're going to be really, really, really close. So I don't want to backfill this yet. I do want to see if I can start getting that rebar going into those holes, and then we'll kind of adjust this one. So, and this is sitting a hair low, so I do know with having to move it and stuff, that it'll probably come up a little bit, and then hopefully the bench will be like right on. So let's see what happens. All right. Where's my hole? There's my hole. So that one's starting to go in. Let me grab my hammer. I think I need a bigger hammer. I'm gonna go get another piece of wood that I can lay on, because I mean, yeah, it's a soft mallet, soft hammer, but still gonna cause damage to that wood some. But I also gotta still sand this thing down anyway. Ooh, I need a bigger hammer. I need something to drink too. I'm thirsty. All right, be right back. I think it's so hot. I'm just gonna come over here and take a nap. Oh, why is it gotta be so hot? All right. Okay, there we go, folks. So I got us a bench up here in the top and the front for the kids. And then, I mean, as you can see, this side actually did not come down all the way. Trying to move it, just not working. So, I mean, I probably can hit this down all the way. I didn't even go get a bigger hammer. I just stayed up here because I started looking and I actually put it in crooked. So I had to actually move this rock here. So yeah, whenever I went back and said, hey, do I need to use a string line? I was like, no, I'll just eyeball it. Well, yeah, that rock originally, I had the bench facing like this direction. I was like, ugh, I already know glasses ain't going like that. So let me redo it. And so I went ahead off camera. My camera was overheating, so I wasn't able to show a lot of finishing this up, but I basically dug another hole behind that one. I was able to move that rock a little bit, get it in line, right, with the trees like I wanted, because basically the fence will be like right here, right at the back of this, right? and eventually that fence will come all the way out, pretty close to like underneath where the backhoe is here, before going that way, right? So yeah, right here in the corner. But now I just need to kind of sand this up a little bit, fix the back on this. But it's also stupid hot. You can see I've already went through my shirt, and according to my sweat clock, yeah, if you don't know what that means, I've talked about it plenty of times, and I'll go ahead and say it again, that my sweat clock, obviously if I went through an entire shirt, then I'll change to another shirt as long as the sweat hasn't went down to my pants, right? So my pants is basically the clock in itself. So not necessarily the shirt, right? Because I stay hydrated, I take breaks, I do those things, and I'll change my shirt. But once the second that I've gotten sweat down to my pockets, right, that also lets me know, hey, time to break. Normally that's around lunchtime, which is now, and that's about where I'm at now, right? But if my sweat goes all the way down to my knees, that's done for the day. So yeah, that's, and it doesn't matter how long it takes me to get there. So if I sweat enough to where I've soaked my shirt and shirts and my pants down to my knees, whoo, yep, that's clock out for the day. Doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's 9 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock at night. Once I've gotten to that point, yeah, I'm basically, I'm done for the day, because I've put in a lot of work to be able to put that much sweat out. And yeah, so, but no, right now I'm still got stuff to do in the tractor for today, but that video is going to be coming out next Friday, or this coming Friday. So as you're watching this, it should be Wednesday. All right, but right now, basically this is done for the foreseeable future, unless for whatever reason I need to change something up. I don't see that happening. So yeah, I'll probably get out here and do like the back of this offline, and who knows, I might put it over on the community page or Instagram or something like that, right? I always forget about those side things, you know, the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the TikToks and all that stuff. I'm horrible at posting over there, but we do have those, and you find us by Ivy's Family Factotum over there. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna get out of this heat for a little bit, take a break, get some lunch, and yeah, call this one good enough, right? No, I'm gonna go ahead and put a check in the box for now. All right. So we definitely thank y'all for joining in on our journey, helping us grow, sharing us out. Get over to our community page. We have the top 3 names for the redheaded mistress. So the top 3 names are Reba, Faye, and I don't know. I'll put down here at the bottom of the page. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head right now. But anyway, definitely get over there. Need to be a member if you want to vote for those 3. It's going to be members only. Introductory membership does get you a chance to vote. So hit that join button, see what we have to offer. It's greatly appreciated. And then cast your votes for the name of the tractor. All right. So we thank y'all. That's going to go till next Monday. So 1 week. So from, as you're watching right meow, until next Monday. So yeah, I've already put it out there. You're already behind the schedule because it's Wednesday. Okay, y'all. So that's it. That's all I got for you. So if you'd like to stick around on this journey we call life, go ahead and check out this video we have right here, or the whole year's playlist over on this side. Continues to grow as the year progresses, and then the icons at the top make it easy to subscribe both here and to our side channel. Go check that out. It's greatly appreciated. And then last but not least, always get out there, thank a veteran every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day, and we'll see you on the next one. Later, friends.